Have you ever wondered why some communities own everything around them while others rent the same spaces they built? What if ownership was never just about property, but about power, voice, and legacy? What if every acre we purchased, every building we restored, wasn't just an investment, but it's a declaration of sovereignty? In today's episode of the Generational Rhodium, we're going to reframe how we view ownership and investment. Because we're not just buying land, we're reclaiming influence, stability, and sovereignty. By the end, you'll have practical steps to begin building a collective power through ownership, collaboration, and healing. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D. Thank you so much for joining the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing branch of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, and Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. We empower individuals to heal financially, build wealth strategically, and cultivate thriving communities rooted in love and peace. Our mission is to merge economic growth and community development with holistic well-being, ensuring that wealth is not just created, but it is sustained with purpose and intention. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And please be sure to join our mailing list at HWPLP.com. so you can stay connected and learn more about the movement. This episode ties to our newsletter entry, Healing the Block by Owning the Block. Now let's get into this. For too long, land has been viewed as a transaction, not a birthright. We've been taught to rent our roots, lease our legacy, or borrow our security. We were never meant to survive as tenants on the soil that our ancestors gave to us. We were meant to thrive as stewards on this land and to own our own resources and our own collective power. For too long, many of our communities have been trained to rent instead of building our own sovereignty, to work for systems instead of creating them, to circulate dollars outward instead of inward. The truth is, ownership without alignment is just occupation, but ownership with purpose and liberation, it's something else. Because those who own the land write the rules. Those who own the building decide what dreams are allowed to grow from them. That's why the conversation matters, because power is not granted, it's built. For generations, we've been conditioned to pursue individual success. Get yours. Climb alone. You don't want to stand out? Start your own business. Buy your own home. Secure your future. But our ancestors thrived through collective economics. From Black Wall Street in Tulsa to freedom villages, to co-ops, to farms in the South, wealth grew and we worked together. During Jim Crow and beyond, Black communities created credit unions, consumer stores, and agriculture collectives. Then came divide and conquer tactics to break the unity. Laws rewarded competition over collaboration. Credit systems favored individual applications, not community trust. But something powerful is happening. We're remembering how to move as a collective. When we pool resources, we multiply impact. When we invest together, we build safety for the future. And when we see each other as partners in prosperity, not competitors in scarcity, we shift from survival to sovereignty. Think of it this way. Individual wealth is an achievement. Collective power, now that's a foundation. Wealth built together holds when markets shift shifts, it circulates, it roots, and it sustains. When we pull our resources, we move from, I can't afford this much, to, we can build something monumental. We don't just own an asset. We own the story. We own the future. Let me share a modern example of what collective investing looks like in action. In 2020, 3 Detroit-based organizations came together to launch the Detroit Black Farmers Land Fund. Instead of waiting for banks to grant them grants or give them loans, they decided they will determine their future. So community members pulled together money to buy land themselves. The fund was built to help Black farmers in Detroit purchase vacant lots, secure titles, and install infrastructure like water and irrigation. In just a few years, they supported over 30 farmers in purchasing nearly 15 acres of urban land, transforming vacant lots into vibrant farms, gardens, and community spaces. The beauty of this movement is more than no one person owns it all. It's shared power, shared legacy, shared abundance. And this is the lesson for us all. Real wealth is built when we own together. Now let's please take a moment, indulge me for a mindful breathing just to reconnect, balance. This is going to be a box exercise, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4 sixes. So that's an inhale of 6, hold 6, exhale 6, hold 6. While we're doing it, I'm going to say some affirmations. When we finish the 3rd round, please take a moment, keep your eyes closed or keep your gaze softened. I'm going to do a brief visualization. Let's get into it. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. I claim my power today. Hold. I am safe in my strength. Exhale. I release every limitation. Hold. I stand fully in my truth. Last round. Inhale. I reclaim my power today. Hold. I am safe in my strength. Exhale. I release every limitation. Hold. I stand fully in my truth. Now, as you keep your eyes closed, I want you to visualize roots are extending from your feet into the earth, deep into the core. See yourself standing in fertile ground that you own. It's your foundation. Feel the sun on your skin. Feel your ancestors smile because you brought their dream into form. Around you are homes, gardens, families, and laughter. You see prosperity growing where fear once lived, and you feel power flowing through your body. It's steady, grounded, unstoppable. I am home within myself. I build legacy with every breath. I am power in motion. Thank you. Now let's move on. Let's talk about what stops us. Many of us inherited beliefs like we don't trust others with our money. Collaboration always ends in conflict. If I want it done right, I have to do it myself. Where did these beliefs come from? No, this is not an accident. After emancipation, laws were written to divide freemen from forming collectives. Black communities were kept in dependency through sharecropping, segregated housing, and predatory lending. Redlining and Section 8 policies further fractured trust in collective structures. The divide and conquer strategies taught us to guard our resources, not share them. When one group rises, another one is pushed down. When one person owns, another is excluded. This conditioning taught us to compete for scraps rather than building our own abundance. But today, we get to rewrite that programming. We get to remember that we don't have to agree on everything to build. We just need to share value, a clear goal. And now that we have access, we have tools, we have technology, it makes collaboration and transparency trackable. Group investing isn't about everyone agreeing. It isn't about everyone aligning. You don't have to think alike to build wealth. You just have to agree in the goal, the process, and the principles that guide it. Power doesn't demand sameness. It requires structure and trust. Let's anchor this into action. Here are some healing tools for reclaiming your power. First, you can do a financial vision mapping. That's when you write down what collective wealth looks like to you. What does it look like? Who do you want to build it with? And what legacy you want to leave? Next, you can have sacred accountability circles. You can form these circles to meet on a monthly basis, to check in. In those circles, you can discuss many different things. You can discuss collective investment groups. So you pool funds together so that you can invest in specific things like land, property, investments, other investments. You can also create a community trust or LLC. This is so you can protect any investments you make, especially land, and ensure the stability. Energy shared is momentum multiplied. Have a goal. Have a purpose. Last and powerful is journaling, power journaling. Every morning, every day, write down in the beginning of the day, I am building power by, and write out how you're doing it. And over time, your mind will begin to align with your new financial frequency. Power is not found, it is built. It's built through ownership, alignment, and intention. You're not just buying property, you're building power. You're rewriting generations of displacement into generations of sovereignty. When you buy land and build together, we aren't just creating assets, we're creating legacy. Let that sink in. Every dollar you direct with purpose becomes a brick in the foundation of your freedom. Let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build the wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity. Love unconditionally. And live in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you once again for joining me today for the Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, peace, love, and light. Thank you.